Well, it's a rather big issue both for Greece and for North Macedonia because it's a very sad story that is lingering for 27 and more years. To our viewers, we should make notice that this is a story that comes from the end of the World War I. It has a history of almost 100 years of dispute between the two nations. And this is a good development in regards to the national community because it has been a rather crisis in the Balkans and the Western Balkans especially, and the country of North Macedonia will be able now to join the Western Alliance, NATO, in the next coming weeks. It is understood that Greece will be the first country that will ratify the accession protocol between North Macedonia and NATO.
So the name deal with Macedonians has been called historic by Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras and as harmful for the nation by the political opposition. Can you explain the political divide here?
Yes, well, there was a consensus until a year ago that there should be a name with a geographical sense next to Macedonia. So North Macedonia was virtually acceptable also for the opposition. What is real problematic is the definition of the nationality, the identity and the language of North Macedonia. Greeks and a majority of Greeks do not want to have the Macedonian identity shared with the northern neighbors. And also the language, they consider it to be a Slavic language and not something that can be associated with the northern part of Greece. So this is an identity, very hard identity issue that is divisive for the society. But I think the two nations, the two people can work together and come from all of these difficulties in the future and make a more prosperous future. But it won't end here because the leader of the opposition, Mr. Mitsotakis,
as you mentioned, yes, sorry to interrupt you there, but as you mentioned that many Greeks are unhappy about this and there's a big division there and the latest polls showed about 60% of Greeks were unhappy with this decision. Why is Tsipras so keen on backing to resolve this, knowing that he will lose his right-wing partner and an election is coming up?
Well, this is a very good question. Mr. Tsipras wants to build a new political identity, a new ideological identity that will be clearly positioned in the center-left ideologically. Until now, he was allied with a right-wing populist party, which left the coalition government because of this Prespa agreement. And now he wants to mobilize voters from the center-left and to present himself as the true leader of the progressive side of the political spectrum.
And looking at this, though, it should have its economic advantages, rather not? So what will it will bring to both countries?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see, because if the accession talks with the EU don't open quite soon, it is expected that on the economic side, we won't see much change for the near future. There needs to be a breakthrough in the relationship of North Macedonia with the European Union in order to have more free flows of commerce, of investment. But it is notable that some investors and some business people were keen in following this agreement through, and it will lift tensions between the countries.